Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Taylor Miller from Miller Highlights, and you're listening to the Stay Social podcast. More people than ever are on social media, and they're making money in the process. On this show, we'll sit down with you to discuss trends and updates going on in the social media world. Some of these tips might even help you scale your account to the next level. So sit back, relax, and get ready to take some notes because we're about to get social. Hey there, welcome to the second episode of Stay Social. This is going to be a quick episode because today we're going to talk about imposter syndrome. Now I know what you're thinking. Taylor, what does imposter syndrome have to do with social media? Isn't that what your podcast is about? Well, I think imposter syndrome and posting on social media kind of go hand in hand. So think about it. Do you feel like a fraud maybe when you're posting on social media? Whether that's a business page or a personal page. Or do you ever have the thought of, why should people trust me? Is the information that I'm providing correct? If you've had any of these thoughts, you've definitely had a little taste of imposter syndrome. And you're not alone. Now, I want to take those thoughts and help you change it into a growth mindset instead of taking it as something negative. Imposter syndrome to me is when you look at success as luck or a coincidence. You don't look at success as all the hard work that you put into it. Now I'm going to say that one more time and let it really sink in. Imposter syndrome is when you look at your success as luck or a coincidence. You don't look at your success as all the small things that happen to get you to that point. Have you ever felt this way about opportunities that you've had? I have, and I know in situations you might have too. So for example, making my side hustle into a full-time business when I quit my 9-to-5 job to do this full-time. I thought I was just lucky to have enough business to support myself. And lucky enough that it was bringing me in a revenue of a full-time position. But in reality, it was all the little pieces of long hours, hard work, dedication to my clients that got me where I am today. Did I ever think I was an imposter coming into this type of business? Yes. Short answer, yes. I was young when I started my business. I was only 20 years old, still a sophomore in college, figuring out where this opportunity could even take me. In today's society, no one looks at a now 25-year-old as someone who has enough experience to do this as their business. And when I think about it, I've been in this industry since I was a freshman in college. I've worked in video and social media for 6 years, but when people compare that to my age, you wouldn't think that it was possible. Have I overcome feeling like an imposter? Well, to be honest, I still have this feeling some days. I still have the thought of, why me? Why do people even want to listen to what I have to say? But then I change that into a growth mindset and think, I have so many examples of things that I've done. I have success rates or an ROI from a client just to show how much I've helped them. I have resources and knowledge to help people succeed. And that is better than them just Googling it to find an answer, which is what a lot of people resort to. So I've been there. I know what it feels like, and just remember, it's all a mind game with yourself. If you know you're good at something, don't let people bring you down. Don't let the fear of judgment that you might get from someone, because others might find your knowledge super helpful. The world is big, and you're bound to impact some people for the better along your journey. So now my question to you is, have you personally had any symptoms of imposter syndrome? When people think of this term, they don't believe that it's even real. But I can tell you firsthand that this is most definitely real. Here are a few examples of the symptoms that I've had, and I want you to let me know if you felt any of these. So, I've experienced extreme lack of self-confidence. Constant comparison to other people or competitors. And this one is especially true to basically any business owner. Self-doubt or negative talk to yourself. Those are all huge. And those I consider are all red flags that you are experiencing some sort of imposter syndrome. Now, in a professional setting, have you ever thought that taking on extra work is what you need to do to make sure it gets done? And you're the one that's doing it all. You're independent and feel like if you need to ask for help, you're a fraud at your job. Have you ever found a job position and didn't apply for it because you didn't meet every single requirement that the company was looking for? I'm going to be honest, as a business owner, when you're looking for someone to fill a position, yeah, it's awesome that they check every box that you're looking for. But we also look for people that are teachable, someone that is willing to learn along the way. So don't let the expectations of a job description make you think that you can't do the job. This is when you know you need to reevaluate your thinking of any thought that you might have that makes it negative. Just know that a lot of us have been in this position. We've all felt some type of form of imposter syndrome. Now, if you are feeling this way, I do have a few tips that help me go along the way and get over the imposter syndrome. So the first one I do is set boundaries. Set boundaries around systems or clients who detract from my own personal wellness and growth. And this one is a new one for me. I used to never set boundaries for people who were in my circle or what clients that I worked with. I learned that when you don't connect with people that fully align with you, you'll have times of feeling like an imposter. If you have a client that maybe questions your process that you already know is successful, that gives you the thought of self-doubt. That, man, why should they trust me now? And those are the people you don't want to have in your corner. Find people that trust what you're doing, look to you for advice, and prove to the others that you are an expert at what you do. Performing consistent self-care check-ins. And this is a big one, especially after COVID. When posting on social media, it can be a huge mental health check. You might post something that not everyone agrees with, and you might get some backlash from it. And if that's the case, you need to learn to take a break and ignore what's happening on social media. Because like I said before, you only need to impact a few people in this life, and not everyone is going to agree with your experience or your thoughts. You are much more of an expert than you believe that you are. Don't let your own thoughts stop you from succeeding, but instead twist that and make it into a growth mindset. Show up, set goals, and be the better version of yourself that you know you can be. Stop comparing and exceed your own expectations. And after discussing this is going to be the perfect topic to analyze before moving on to our next podcast. So join us next week to discuss how you are your very first client. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. If you enjoyed, please leave a review and share this episode with your friends. Feel free to let us know what topics you'd like to hear at @TheTaylor_Miller on Instagram. Make sure to subscribe and we'll see you next time. Stay social, my friends.